friends. Welcome. Today, we are going to study a poem, The Worm, written by Thomas Gisborne. Warming up. Worms play a very important role in maintaining ecological balance. They are friends of farmers. Discuss. Earthworms are important in maintaining ecological balance because they help to increase the amount of air and water that gets into the soil. They break down organic matter, like leaves and grass, into things that plants can use as fertilizer. When they eat, they leave behind castings that are a very valuable type of fertilizers. Think and write down how the following creatures can be useful. A. Dragonfly. Eats up flying insects like mosquitoes and spiders. B. Spider. Protects home, garden and yard from irritating insects. C. Ants. Burrow soil and help to decompose the dead plants and animals. D. Honeybees. Pollinates flowers to turn them fruits. E. Earthworms. Increase soil productivity by burrowing it. Little creatures in nature can also be your teachers. Think and write what we can learn from the following. A. Bees. Teamwork, perfection, selflessness. B. Ants. Bravery, selflessness, adopt a surrounding. C. Spiders. Perseverance, belief in ourself. D. Caterpillars. Beauty comes after hardships. Breeding worm to use them to convert organic waste into fertilizer is called vermiculture or vermicomposting. Vermiculture or vermicomposting is an easy by making vegetables, food remains and garden waste into high-quality compost and soil conditioner. About the poem, The Worm. In the poem, the poet brings out the emotions he has for the little worms. He says we should take care not to step on them and take away their lives. They may be tiny but are God's creations and no one has a right to take away another's life. The Worm. Written by Thomas Gisborne. Turn thy hasty foot aside, nor crush that helpless worm. The frame thy scornful looks deride. Require God to form, the common Lord of all that move, from whom thy being flowed, a portion of his boundless love, on that poor worm bestowed. The sun, the moon, the stars he made, to all his creatures free, and spreads o'er earth the grassy blade, for worms as well as thee. Let them enjoy their little day, their lowly bliss received. Oh, do not lightly take away the life thou canst not give. In this poem, the poet narrated us that we usually don't care about the insects. Sometimes, knowingly or unknowingly, we kill those tiny creatures. Especially when we are in a hurry, we don't care on what we are stepping. Mistakenly, we might kill some insects. For this, the poet urged us not to stamp those small, neglected and helpless creatures like worms through our uncontrolled movements. The poet also said that the God who created us has also created the tiny creatures. The way our God loves us, in the same way he loves his other creatures. If we kill those tiny creatures, God will surely get hurt. To show his affection and boundless love towards his creatures, he created the sun, the moon and the stars for their comforts. When we kill those creatures, we don't have any right to take their life, as we cannot give them back their life. These creatures only get few days to live. So, We should let them enjoy their lives and should give them freedom so that they can enjoy their lives like the way we are enjoying. Marginal questions. Why should we take care even of small worms? We should take care even of small worms because the way our God loves us, in the same way He loves His other creatures. If we kill those tiny creatures, God will surely get hurt. What other creations of God are mentioned? Other creations of God created like the sun, the moon and the stars are mentioned. Explain the thought in the last two lines in simple words. The tiny creatures like worms had a little life. We should let them enjoy their lives. We should not take their life, if we cannot give them back their life. Workshop. Read the poem aloud and you will find some old outdated words that we do not use in everyday language now. However, some writers, poets use them to impart an old-fashioned flavor to suit the background of their write-up. Such words are called archaic words. Give the modern words for the archaic words from the poem. Figure of speech. Apostrophe. The poet uses a device where he directly addresses someone absent or abstract. Let's observe the following examples. The reader is directly spoken to, as if he/she is right there in front of the poet. Think and answer in your own words in your notebook. Why does the poet appeal to us, to respect the life of worm? The poet appeals to respect the life of the worm because God took pains to form it. B. Why do you think God created worms? What is their ecological importance? They burrow the soil and help air and water to be mixed thoroughly with the soil. This increases soil fertility. They help in the decomposition of dead leaves and grass so that the nutrients are made available to the soil, for the use of plants. When they eat, they behind casings which serve as a very valuable fertilizers. C. Live and let live is a famous proverb. Which lines from the poem support this proverb? Let them enjoy their little day. Their lowly bliss received. D. Does the poem urge us to protect only worms? What is the general message conveyed through this poem? The poem urges us to respect and protect all forms of life. All forms of life, however ugly, tiny, huge, intelligent, etc., are lovingly created by God with a purpose. This is the message conveyed by the poem.